Hi everyone, I'm Pooja from SVC Computer Science Department. Today my topic is about cloud computing. Contents: Introduction to Machine Reference Model, Security Rings, Privileged Mode. Introduction: Virtualizing an execution environment at different levels of the computing stack requires a reference model that defines the interfaces between the levels of abstractions which hide implementation details. From this perspective, virtualization techniques actually replace one of the layers and intercept the calls that are directed towards it. Modern computing systems can be expressed in terms of the reference model as shown in the figure. At the bottom layer, the model of the hardware is expressed in terms of the instruction set architecture. It is also known as ISA, which defines the instruction set for the processor, registers, memory, and interrupts management. ISA is the interface between hardware and software, and it is important to the operating system developer and developers of applications that directly manage the underlying hardware, that is user ISA. So this is the diagram or the figure of a machine reference model. So this is application layer, and this one is the application programming interface. This is application binary interface, and this is instruction set architecture. The application binary interface, which is also known as ABI, separates the operating system layer from the applications and libraries which are managed by the operating system. ABI covers details such as low-level data types, alignment, and call conventions, and defines a format for executable programs. Some calls are defined at this level. This interface allows portability of applications and libraries across operating systems that implement the same ABI. The highest level of abstraction is represented by the application programming interface, which is API, which interfaces application to libraries or the underlying operating system. The instruction set exposed by the hardware has been divided into different security classes that define who can operate with them. The first distinction can be made between the privileged and non-privileged instructions. Non-privileged instructions are those instructions that can be used without interfering with other tasks because they do not access shared resources. This category contains, for example, all the floating, fixed point, and arithmetic instructions. Privileged instructions are those that are executed under specific restrictions and are mostly used for sensitive operations which expose, that is behavior sensitive, or modify, that is control sensitive, the privileged state. For instance, behavior sensitive instructions are those that operate on the input output, whereas control sensitive instructions alter the state of the CPU registers. Security rings. A possible implementation features a hierarchy of privileges in the form of ring-based security. The rings are ring 0, ring 1, ring 2, and ring 3. Ring 0 is in the most privileged level, whereas ring 3 is the least privileged level, and ring 0 is used by the kernel of the operating system, whereas ring 1 and 2 are used by the operating system level services, and ring 3 is used by the user. Recent systems support only two levels, with ring 0 for superior supervisor mode and ring 3 for user mode. This is the diagram. This is ring 0, which is the most privileged or supervisor mode, and ring 1 and 2 are privileged mode, and ring 3 is the least privileged or user mode. Privileged mode. All the current systems support at least two different execution mode, that is supervisor mode and user mode. The first mode denotes an execution mode in which all the instructions, that is either privileged or non-privileged, can be executed without any restriction. This mode, also called master mode or kernel mode, is generally used by the operating system or the hypervisor to perform sensitive operations on hardware level resources. In user mode, there are restrictions to control the cloud computing. If code running in user mode invokes the privileged instructions, hardware interrupts occur and trap the potentially harmful execution of the instruction. Conceptually, the hypervisor runs above the supervisor mode. Thank you.